Let me just start by the end and just tell you it's your call. Only you can decide if the risk is worth the reward. Now that that's out of the way, what are the risks? Well, as most people know by now, Ironmace, the creators of Dark and Darker, are in a legal fight to exist because Nexon, a Korean game publisher, claimed that Dark and Darker already existed and was an in-house project of theirs called P3 or Project 3. And one of the devs working in that project, after no longer working in Nexon, recreated P3 in Dark and Darker. Personal beliefs aside, if Nexon are found to be right, Ironmace might be forced to be dissolved to pay off any fines and restitutions to Nexon for infringing on their copyright or potentially stealing the IP of the company for personal gain. Looking from the outside and ignoring the case entirely, there are a few things that are casting a big shadow on this whole early access launch thing. Quick reminder to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Side effects may include watching more videos and potentially growing a fourth eye in your belly button, which might lead to some pretty revolting views. The fact that Steam won't touch the game with a 10-foot pole makes me have doubts. The fact that Epic Games ignores such a popular title is terrifying to me. They try to get their paws on everything. The fact that the only online retailer or store that dared to take Dark and Darker in is Chaff Games, a subscription indie game store that I never heard of, and most of you are probably going, what the fuck is Chaff Games? Tells me to lock up my wallet with a 50-pound lock and swallow the key. I really could not have imagined a title so toxic to the likes of Steam, Epic, anyone really, but an unknown game store. Their lawyers must have had the execs shaking in terror just so they didn't take this in. Now, if they only used their own launcher like Tarkov, it would be fine. I would have no objection to that. Maybe they didn't want to have to split the sale value. Maybe they felt they didn't need any more marketing push to sell well. Or maybe they just didn't want to put anyone in a position of vulnerability for distributing their game and save face to later publish on those platforms. That would have all been fine. But the fact that only one little online store picked it up tells me they might have tried to get Dark and Darker on other platforms as well, and they were denied. This brings me to something a bit controversial: their intentions. In Ironmace's website, you can find this. We are a merry band of veteran game developers disillusioned by the exploitative and greedy practices we once helped create. And this. We've seen firsthand how corporate game companies sell their soul for the easy payday. We are disappointed to see them doubling down on more and more exploitative practices. Now, if this is true, and you, Ironmace, are not seeking to gain from someone else's IP and content, and you care about your players and their wallets, why are you charging any money now? Should you not inform your players that if you lose the case, the game they bought might be taken from them? Or maybe taking into Nexon itself and end up financing one of those game companies you are so disappointed in? It just doesn't feel right to me as a consumer and a potential backer. The smart play here would have been to continue to make available for free to test while this all is ongoing, to keep your image clean and make available alongside the free test version a supporter version that would give them a game key if the game actually releases. That way you could continue on maintaining your image of a gamer-first developer and still give the more hardcore hold-the-line fans a chance to financially support you and risk their money on your behalf. But you didn't. And that tells me something, but I'll get to that in a bit. I want to continue on the topic and ask another question. If they were so disillusioned or disappointed, as they say, with greedy policies, why set up a more expensive backer purchase with exclusive access to your future tests, with a race or skin that might give them an advantage in game akin to pay to win, then set up a premium currency and have some classes unlockable by money, akin to pay to progress, while claiming you can only buy cosmetics from it in their website. Why is Ironmace mimicking the same predatory business practices they write they were so unhappy with, but now that they have a game of their own, they're implementing them anyway? Well, I can only see one answer to this, and if you are a die-hard fan of them, and Dark and Darker, you might want to look for another video to watch. The facts are these. They chose to launch their game in early access through their own launcher and in an online store most never heard of, and not one of the other ones has it. They chose to change from the free playtests they were making available to fully monetize it by purchase-only access. Then, they chose to further monetize the purchase with a more expensive backer option. Then, they chose to make this backer option the only one with future test access, the only one with a potentially advantageous skin or race in the skeleton. Then, they chose to further monetize the game with the addition of an in-game shop, selling premium currency that allows paid progression. And the fact that they chose to do all of this without once alerting their fans to the possibility of A, potentially losing access to the game entirely, or B, the potential to be financially supporting the companies they so clearly criticize. All of this tells me only one story, ignoring what's happening in the courtroom. In my personal opinion, they are getting it while they can. They are trying to milk every little ounce of cash they possibly can, skirting the line between pay to win, pay to progress, and pay to play, to try and not destroy their image too much. It just looks like a blitz cash grab to me, a collection of the best hits in gaming history for making as much money quickly as they can now, while not entirely ruining their reputation if they succeed in the legal issues they are facing. Now, the why they're doing this is unclear. Maybe they're literally trying to get paid and skip town. Maybe they're trying to gather as much funds as possible to withstand the legal battles and survive. Maybe they were misguided by someone that convinced them this is how the pros do it. I personally don't know and cannot make an educated guess. At the end of the day, I will not be purchasing or financially supporting Ironmace Studios because of these reasons. Again, ignoring any legal battles they might win or lose. They have displayed borderline predatory behavior when it comes to my wallet and what they want to get out of it. But, like I said in the beginning of this video, it's your choice. What you do with your money is your business, just like what I do with mine is my business. Whether you agree with me or not does not matter. Out of curiosity, have you or will you be purchasing Dark and Darker? What do you think is going on? Do you agree with their monetization strategies? Let me know in the comments below. Just please be respectful. Leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.